Alright, so who's daddy?
He's an angel.
Why the grim face, my dear?
Now, I want to say for the record, though, that as weird as Bayonetta has gotten, okay, I could still be right. We could both be right. She could be her daughter, and she is her mother.
But if you so choose, you may address me as Father. There is much you have forgotten. It has been 500 years since we last.
Wow, she's falling asleep. She's like, you got a monologue? Because
still intact.
I can go watch My Little Pony right now.
A much more emotional reconciliation.
How did you get the girl?
Where shall I begin?
Please, Billy.
We, the Lumen Sages, and your Umbra Witches, have long been the overseers of history.
Imagine an Umbra Witch being like an umbrella witch and spinning around an umbrella, casting spells like a magical girl.
It doesn't even make sense to me. What does overseeing history mean?
They're the Illuminati? I don't know.
However, for 500
We run the Internet Archive.
from the world's affairs.
This is where Hamster Dance is, right there. And you're the man now, dog. Is over here.
You are the left eye of the eyes of the world.
And let me guess, the monocle is the right?
Could you dispense with the riddles and just tell me what these sodding eyes
Gee, is that supposed to be a reach out to the audience here?
Your years of slumber have caused you to forget many.
You are strangely
As
expositional.
we stand on the verge of the resurrection of the Creator. The resurrection of Jubilees.
Jubileus was the worst X-Man.
Way to return your epic of forgotten memories and open your eye of the Overseer. Your uncorrupted eye had to be exposed to the history it could not see. Your battles, your struggles, everything you've experienced in this town has been a stepping stone for your enlightenment.
So you're saying this was Big Shell, which was a recreation of Shadow Moses.
For the left eye.
I've had enough of your philosophical pretensions. I won't ask again. Where did you get the girl?
Your question has been answered. All this has been done to awaken the left eye. For that, you had to see yourself once more.
You are truly beyond salvation, sage.
Salvation. Such a curious.
Such a lazy line of dialogue.
Mark the path to salvation with love.
I like that he's got peacock
No
feathers.
matter how brilliant
I'm trying to determine if he's got like lollipops sticking down there off the head of that thing.
grows even dark.
That'd be hilarious if in the middle of a battle he just pulls one out
And regens himself.
and regens himself, yeah.
This giant fuck you to the player.
Once split shall be brought together to
Like, how do you like it?
universe in the image of the earth.
Sort of the dungeon master's mentality of, how dare you complete this game that you're supposed to
To
complete?
complete, yeah.
The flames of terror
You didn't suffer enough. I envisioned more suffering.
fight people's belief in the return of Jubileus, the Creator. The left
I find myself tempted to really talk over these because I just stopped caring.
Well, yeah, I've been keeping my eye on the text, waiting for some kind of...
He refuses to get the point.
Jubileus will
I get it.
resurrected,
I got that as soon as you started.
become the eyes of the world, and a new universe will.
Now we're getting
So, like, do they need Bayonetta for part of this?
Call the man behind this night.
yeah.
Father.
Also, we haven't established that the creator's necessarily a bad thing.
Great speech, big guy.
Luca.
He's been in all along.
Ourselves, aren't we, Mr. Big Shot Ithoval Executive? Salvation, light. You take this entrepreneurial philosophy a bit seriously, don't you? But it's all diarrhea of the mouth, if you ask me. History is littered with famous genocidal figures, just like you. Or, should I say, infamous genocidal figures.
You must be Luca, journalist extraordinaire.
Even though I've never seen him file a report or write a story.
I'm truly impressed.
He's a game journalist.
No, he's like the dude from Left Behind.
I suppose.
What?
Luca, Luca, Luca. Your father had problems with my philosophy.
I have problems with you not getting the fucking point.
Investigate. But when malicious rumors start to spread, I must see to it that they come to a stop. For being kind enough to ascertain that my long-lost eraser was at the bottom of some lake, I granted him his final wish and accepted his permanent resignation.
You bastard!
You killed my daddy!
Prepare to die.
Which is actually more motivation for this scene than anything else they provided so far.
Yep.
You are of no use to me. However, I am not without dignity.
That's why I'm wearing these peacocks. Because I am dignified.
I will allow you to die.
That's all I hear now. Sounds like hedonism bots. Oh no!
Well,
Did I miss a quick time event? Is that why he's dead?
Out the window. Such a
Oh
shame,
god.
that
I want to
sacrifice.
fucking kill this guy now.
But if destiny
We didn't have a motivation to kill you when we started, but
Now, we're
now we
just
do.
annoyed with you.
will be repeated.
If we're gonna fight, let's fight.
Speaking of tragedy, I suppose.
Although,
you met
this doesn't look the kind of dude we fight directly. This looks like the kind of dude that calls in another god and splits.
Or transforms.
After falling into our hands, she's been incredibly useful. Although her distinct lack of obedience required a bit of mental reprogramming. Her tragic end led you directly to me, just as planned. The time for awakening the left eye is soon. Fear not, my dear, sweet Cereza.
Oh no! He's got witch time too.
Do not fear your fate. Stand tall, my child. Realize your true potential.
I'd be willing to kill him on pronouncing potential alone. No other reason.
Cereza, we are one, my child.
Oh,
Nope, don't want to kill him.
ah.
Whether or not that saves her, don't care. Oh jeez. We're gonna have to go back up this thing.
And what did I say? He transformed. I'm so good at this. Father Balder.
Father Balder.
Father Balderdash is
I
more
would
like it.
like to hope that's just a weird translation. Nice. He's gonna fight you with the peacock. Oh, we need like... Forget this classical shit. We need this Katy Perry peacock song.
He's got no health, so there's gonna be like a lot of forms for this or something. Anyway, what I was saying was, Evangelion, as years have started to pass, and I've met more and more anime fans who either got into it later or who are appreciably younger than myself by a few years, don't have the same appreciation for it that I do. I think a lot of it has to do with not understanding the context of the show as it was coming out. Like where anime was at the time and kind of what it meant. And the thing that I wanted to compare it to, that I had to sort of preface it is, for instance, if you listen to Elvis or the Beatles and just try and listen to it as music, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's really not. But the impact of those artists was that nobody else was doing that.
Right. It seems now very formulaic, and it's formulaic and pop. It's like this is 3-chord pop, like with the cheesiest lyrics. But yeah, definitely the context in which it came out, and you got to give credit to some of them for the Beatles for basically bringing pop to the forefront like they did. Elvis for, stealing rhythm and blues. This is really his contribution.
But I feel like Bayonetta also requires to be fully... you can appreciate it without having played any of these other games. But I think it really does understand... It helps if you understand all the games that Kamiya worked on before that. Because, not only are they referenced in the game, especially by the guy at the Gates of Hell, where, he does the what are you buying, from the Resident Evil 4 merchant, and I think one of the cutscenes he makes reference to Trish and Amy and somebody else from another game that he worked on. But just the general tropes of the game itself. So it's kind of interesting to see how the role that context plays in some works. And I feel like as the other Evangelion movies come out and as other things happen, and that was not a long window for that. As I get older and as the years go by, we're gonna lose a lot of the context.
Did he do the was it No More Heroes? Was that him?
No, that was Suda51.
Okay, yeah, that is Suda51. Okay. I'm almost through on a Let's Play run of that.
That game is...
I think I'm doing No More Heroes 2.
I don't care for No More Heroes. Is the first one, because there are so many fetch quests and stuff, and the action wasn't that solid, so I kind of felt...
Well, 2 has exercising a cat, so you've got that.
Like, yeah,
there's an exercise the cat mini game.
There's some neat elements to it, but it's, just like the execution of it all is off-putting, at least for the first game when I played it.
That was the reason I'm watching it, not playing it. Alright.
Pose.
I wish Benny would have spent some of the time he spent coming up with these boss climaxes, adding a few more different poses for her to get into during the boss climax.
Damn. Just fucking up my hair monster. marks and stuff. Yeah, he's breaking out the items to,
That was his heal item, yep.